Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I wanted to start a manga discussion or review about the manga called Captor Sakura. Yeah, I'm still kind of awkward with doing stuff in front of the camera, but that's not going away anytime soon, so yeah. Since I'm very nervous with reviews and stuff and I always forget and lose track, I've got notes on my laptop, so I'll be looking down on my laptop for quite a lot of points and other things. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Card Captor Sakura manga. I've never watched the anime, but you know, I started reading the manga. Of course, that was a spoon, by the way, that I awkwardly threw away. Anyway, I haven't read. I haven't seen the anime, but I've read the manga because it's Clamp, and I really enjoy Clamp mangas. So yeah, hopefully this review is useful. Hopefully you find it interesting. Let's get going. The background of the manga, just going to talk just some pointers. It's the background from Card Captor Sakura is it's drawn and it's made by Clamp. It was drawn and written and everything else by the artist group Clamp. It was originally serialized in It was serialized in Nakayoshi from May 1996 to June 2000 and published by Kodansha from 1995 to 2000. And let's see, there was an anime, as everyone knows, and it was aired from 1998 to 2000. And it's also dubbed in English from... yeah. So, for those who don't know, the summary is about a middle schooler called Sakura, who finds a book in her father's study and accidentally releases all the cards. Now, she's charged by Cerberus, who she very sweetly calls Kero-chan, to collect all the cards before a great catastrophe happens into the world. So that's how the story starts. Now, this is very simple premises, but it works very well for the manga, and yeah, it's kind of your stereotypical shoujo manga. Alright. Well, now let's talk about the art. What I personally really liked about it, it's very cute, very shoujo-like, with the big eyes, the very flowy costumes, which it very distinctly is Clamp's art style. It's very fluid, very dynamic, very expressive, and which you really see back in their other mangas as well. And it's also very detailed, which you don't see in every manga, which I really appreciate because I love detailed comics and detailed mangas, and so that was a big bonus point for me. So yeah, that's what makes the art style in the manga very, very good. Now, the plot. The plot is pretty straightforward, as said with the premise. Sakura has to collect all the cards or something very bad happens. It's very straightforward, very simple. But what makes Card Captor Sakura very different than the standard shoujo or shonen series is the journey towards the end, because it's very character based, as in how the characters are fleshed out, how they interact with each other, and that makes this a very sweet and warm series to read. Um, it really gives you that warm and wholesome feeling while reading the manga, because not only you empathize with the character, you also empathize with the side characters, with everyone that's involved. It's very very sweet and wholesome. Now, one of the subplots is the romantic relationships between each character. What I really liked is how they did a great mix of straight and gay relationships, and they didn't focus on the fact that it's straight or gay, but on the nature and the interaction between the characters involved in the relationships. Whether it was friendships, love interest, or a mixture of both, it was very heavily influenced on what kind of interaction they had with each other, and not very much based on is it gay, straight, blah blah blah. So that was very nice. And the only shocking and kind of weird relationship was the pedophile relationship, and specifically the one between a 10-year-old and her teacher, who was presumable somewhere in his 20s, late 20s. That was a bit awkward and weird. Well, they, like, a 10-year-old, I had some issues with it, beyond the fact that, first of all, a 10-year-old cannot give consent. Second of all, the teacher has a terrible power dynamic, and yeah, that's it for now. In my opinion, with the characters, it's that they're very well thought out. Each character has a clear goal or a clear character dynamic, and it feels that most of the characters has, in some shape or form, a character growth. Especially the brother, Sakura, some of her classmates, her best friend Tomoyo. It's the way they interact is very mature, which is sometimes a bit weird since they're middle schoolers, but it's very mature and well thought out, and very focused on, very character based, and very focused on the nurture aspect instead of the plot wise active. And I really like that it wasn't heavily focused on whether on the sexual orientation, but more on the of the characters, but more on how they were feeling and how they experienced things, instead of they're gay, they're straight, they are this, that, and know which label they have. It's very more based on feelings, and so that's what I really liked. Now, overall, I think Captor Sakura is a very good manga to read. It's very wholesome, very sweet. It's very in style of Clamp. It's and with what I mean at is that the way it's drawn, the way the plot goes, the way the characters are fleshed out, it's very in style of how they do their series and other manga series. Anyway, I would definitely recommend. It's very beautiful, it's very sweet, it's definitely recommended to at least try it out. I mean, it's definitely a classic, so it's a yeah. It would be very sad if you didn't at least try it, because it's a good story. It's a good costumes. It's very fun to read. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and don't mind all the awkward and mispronounced words. See you in the next video.